arrive. So just settle in. Notice how you're feeling this evening. Adjust wherever you need to. And straight away, just observe the breath. We've got a really nice, really chilled practice this evening, where we'll be really focusing on the breath and using the breath to stay a little bit longer in poses. Everything's really low to the ground. Just take a moment as you sit here to just scan through the body. Notice where the breath travels through the body, and perhaps there's places where it's a little bit sticky and stuck and the breath isn't quite expanding those areas. So maybe just draw the breath in a little bit deeper. And this evening we're going to work with the kumbhaka breath, which is about, basically it means breath retention. So we're going to breathe in and then we'll hold the breath and we'll breathe out. We're not going to hold after the out breath, we'll come straight back with the in breath. So we're just going to work with that in a moment. And we'll be working with that through a few of the poses this evening. So really feel the breath coming in and out through the nose. Notice the quality of the breath as you breathe in, the temperature of the breath, and the same as you breathe out. Where can you release and let go? Releasing on the full exhale. And then we're going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And continue. One more round. Back to your natural breathing. Maybe the breath flows a little bit easier now. Gently, and keep the eyes closed. Just bring your right hand over to the left thigh, the left knee, left arm come behind you, and just gently twist and open out to the left side. And then slowly coming back through center and just go to the other side. Take a breath. Come back through center. Inhale, just take the arms out left to right, reaching the arms all the way up above the head, just taking a stretch. The palms don't have to touch, you can just work the arms left to right. Just really breathing here. And then exhale, release the hands all the way down by your side. From here, just going to move the cushion out of the way, bring a bolster or your cushions in, and just lie your the cushions just sort of towards the top of your mat. Leave a gap between where you're sat and the bottom of your cushions or bolster, and then from here, just allow your body to ease down. Just going to reposition mine into the center. So just coming into a real heart opener here. Bring the feet to the ground and then allow your soles of the feet to touch and the knees go wide. Your hands can be rest wherever is comfortable. And if you feel like you need an extra support underneath the head, you can always bring a cushion here. And again, just settle in. So this is a gentle heart opener. So with a bolster, it lifts your torso, your body up slightly, and then you almost sort of mould over the edges of the bolster or the cushions. And you can always add more height here to have a bit more of a heart opener. But just arrive. Lots of pausing, lots of closing down the eyes. So these really chilled out yoga sessions are so important, especially if you've been practicing lots of yoga throughout the week. Sometimes they can be more intense practices. So it's really important to be able to come down and just connect to your body, connect to your breath. If you need to adjust at all, do. And then again, settle in. Breathing into your heart space. Your hands are on your belly, you can even feel the breath lifting through the torso, lifting through the belly as you breathe in. Deep conscious breathing here. For me, this pose always reminds me of when I was pregnant with my children, and I used to quite often just lie down and place my hands on my tummy, and it almost feels quite similar. That lovely nurturing pose. Just one more minute here. If the mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. Taking a nice deep inhale. Exhale, release. Maybe bring your hands to the outside of your thighs and just help guide the knees back in. From here you can roll over onto one side to come up, moving the bolster, the cushion out of the way. We're going to come over onto our knees now, so take your time. And as we come onto the knees, curl the toes under here. So we're going to come into a little bit of a toe stand. Okay, so my toes are curled under. This can be enough just here by pushing the hips back. Maybe this is enough in the toes. So feel free if you want to just stay here, and that's perfectly fine. This can be really strong. Maybe you start to come up and sitting your bottom back onto the heels. Just adjust. And again, feel free to transition in and out of this if you need to. So let's just arrive here. Already you may really be feeling that in the feet, really stretching through the soles of the feet. And we're going to come back to that breath, the Kumbhaka breath, where we hold on the inhale, or at the top of the inhale before we exhale. So already, if you're really feeling this into the toes, you can have a slight lift up here so you're not sitting fully down onto the toes, and adjust and then maybe come back down. Settle in, close the eyes. Exhale fully. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and continue. Let's do one more. On that last exhale, just shifting the hands forward, carefully coming off the toes. And then point the toes behind you, come onto the top of the feet. So straight away, you'll be feeling those sensations in the soles of the feet. Give the feet a little bit of a wiggle. And then just gently tap the top of the feet on the floor. Just to get a little bit of movement, a little bit of stimulation in there. Wiggle the toes. Notice how that feels. It can be really strong. I had to come out onto my hands at one point, so just notice. And then from here, bring the top of the feet to the ground, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, gazing forwards into our cow pose. Exhale, rounding through. Going to do a few more of these. Moving slow, moving with your breath. And your next inhale coming in to our cow pose. And then exhale, sink the hips all the way back. Coming into a child's pose. You can take extended child's pose, or you can bring the feet and the knees together and have active arms here. It's entirely up to you. And here we're going to take a few more breaths. Deep, conscious breathing. Really feeling the back of the body expand. Notice any sensations, feelings going on in the feet. Taking one more breath here. Then slowly shifting forwards, coming up onto all fours. Walk the knees back slightly, walk the hands forward, and from here we're going to take a puppy posture. So allowing the forehead to come down to the ground. Imagine that you're melting your sternum, your heart down towards the floor. And when you're ready, in your own time, start the Kumbhaka breath again. Breathing in for 5, holding for 5, out for 5, and in for 5. And continue those rounds in your own time when you're ready. I'm not going to count this time, just allow yourself to be guided by your breath. Take one more round here. On your next inhale, just gently push it into your arms, coming all the way up. Bring your hands back slightly, just so you can lower yourself all the way down to the ground. From here, just bringing the hands out in front of you, coming into the Sphinx pose. Gently pushing down with the hands, so not necessarily like we'd normally do in our morning flows and things. So just take it soft, take it slow. Just gently rolling the shoulders up and back. Feel free to take a sway from side to side. Find the breath. Feel the connection of the pelvis on the ground. Top of the feet, the knees. The elbows, the forearms and the hand, just notice gentle sways. And then slowly coming back to stillness. Roll those shoulders back, open up through the chest. Exhale to soften. So lowering the elbows down, or lowering the chest down even. I'm going to come into this, sometimes it's called like a broken wing pose. So from here, I'm going to bring, I'll do the left side first. So I'm going to bring the left arm out. So you can do this with the elbow bent and bringing the arm up slightly. Okay, that's quite an intense pose, but it could be that you have this shoulder movement here. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend the opposite leg and come over, and you can rest the head down. Okay, for me, it's actually too much having my arm here. So I like to have my arm out to the side. Turn your gaze towards the right side, so it's left arm out. Bend into your right foot, and then allow your right foot to roll over towards the left side. So maybe you can bring that foot to the ground, and you're here, feel free, maybe you bring the arm to rest on your lower back, so you're really opening up through the side here, twisting into that shoulder. So really opening up through the shoulder girdle. Or it could be that the right hand is still on the ground, just supporting you. And from here, we're going to breathe. Find places to soften. Breathing all the way into this right side of the body, into the right ribs. Notice as the body expands with the in-breath, how you get that slight stretch in that left arm. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. Slowly coming back. Allow that right knee to roll back over. Just bring both hands down by your side now, so allow the shoulders to come down. And turn your head to the opposite side. So turn it to the left side, just coming into this gentle, almost like a crocodile pose here. Just bring in the right side of the head, the right ear. Palms are up towards the ceiling, so just notice if your palms are down, your shoulders will still be lifting up. If you turn the palms or roll the shoulders out, palms come up. You can allow the shoulders to soften, to draw down towards the ground. So this broken wing pose can feel quite intense. So always remember to go to your edge, and if there's at any point it doesn't feel good, then just come out of it. You could simply just lie here and observe your breath. There's something very precious about allowing the time to do that. We're now going to go over to the other side. So gently just bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, just briefly, so you're here. Your right arm's going to go out to the side now. You're going to turn your head towards the left. You're going to bend into your left knee, Left foot comes up, and then just gently use that to guide you over. So come as far as is comfortable. You can position the arm wherever you want to with that right arm. And this left arm, feel free to open up through the side here, drawing it back, or keeping it placed on the floor. And just breathe. Breathing in lots of love. Lots of love for yourself. For giving yourself this time. For how your body moves. The breath that we receive. So much to be thankful for. Using that out breath to soften. Take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly making your way back. Moving slow, moving carefully. Bringing this right hand down by your side, left hand down, and turn your head to the right side now, resting the left ear on the ground. Allowing the shoulders to drop down. Just take a moment here. Notice all the sensations. I can feel lots of heat in my hands. Just notice things that are happening, maybe even bringing the toes to touch and allowing the ankles to draw out to the side or the heels to draw out to the side. Just breathe in here. And then slowly, when you're ready, bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders, head comes back to center. Inhale, roll up through the spine. And roll all the way back. Maybe walk the knees in a little. Roll all the way back into child's pose. Painting the hands with your mat. Allowing the forehead to come down to the ground. Breathing into the lower back. Feel the lower back expand. Allowing the shoulders to drop and ease with the exhales. Maybe feeling the heat here. It always amazes me how much heat is generated in these slow mindful poses, especially when we hold them for a little bit longer. The energy shifting through the body. I always think it's a bit like water, like a stream or a river. And when it runs freely, it just has that natural flow. And the water touches all the edges as it flows. But if there's something in the way blocking it, then that natural flow can get stuck. And it's a bit like that with our breath, with our bodies. So by stretching and lengthening and pausing, building strength and aligning through the body, left and right side, and then allow the breath to flow with ease. And with that, we're able to nurture and nourish, get the oxygen around the whole body. Slowly bringing your hands back out towards the front, just rolling yourself all the way up here. Just take a moment to sit. Allow the elbows to have a little bit of weight in them, allowing the shoulders to drop away. Notice how you feel. So from here, coming back to that Kumbhaka breath. We're going to do 8 rounds here. So just see whether you can count those rounds. Don't worry if not, if you lose count. I quite often do. And if this isn't comfortable, just come into a comfortable seat. Maybe bring in left hand to sit on top of the right. Allowing the thumbs to touch. And start your breathing when you're ready. Sitting up nice and tall. Go back to natural breathing when you're done. Feel free to release that exhale through your mouth. And then we're gently going to slide the hips over to one side and just bring the feet out in front of you. If you have a bolster or some cushions, just place it underneath your knees. Allow your feet to stretch out in front of you. And we're going to take Paschimottanasana, but in sort of Yin yoga, restorative yoga, it's sometimes called caterpillar. Okay, so this can also be done standing. If you wanted to stand up and come into a forward fold with soft knees, then it's the same thing that's happening through the body. So this position would be the same as if I was stood up. But for this evening, just get a little bit comfy, allow the knees to be bent. So we're not trying to strain anything here. We're not trying to reach and lengthen. We're trying to really tap into parasympathetic nervous system. So just allow your hands to gently guide down your legs as you fold over towards your knees. Now, if you get here and you think, oh, I still feel like I'm sort of not comfy enough, then you can bring another cushion to rest on your thighs, on your belly. You can be here. So just really find a way to settle in. Release the head down. Just breathe here. We're trying not to cause any tension in the neck, so find a comfortable place for the neck to be. Maybe on each exhale, quite possibly the head might drop a little bit further towards the thighs. The body may gently fold deeper towards the thighs. So just really tune into the breath. Allowing your breath and body to do their thing. Find those places that you're still holding on to, perhaps just allowing breath to ease them. Just gently allow a bit more space there, some more softness. Take another breath here. Slowly rolling up. Always amazes me how when you stay for a little bit longer, suddenly my mouth was on the cushion and there's no way I started there. Slowly rolling up. Move the bolster out of the way for a moment. Come down onto your back. And just allow the feet, the soles of the feet to be placed on the ground. So bring the feet in close enough to your bottom, not really close, but just close enough so you can feel the soles of your feet. Maybe even lift the toes. Lift the ball of the foot so you can feel the heels, and then replant feet back down. Relaxing through the shoulders, through the face. Feels so good. From here, just gently lifting your left leg, wrapping it over your right. It's a bit like you're sat in a chair. Lift your hips over towards the right side, and then just allow the knees to fall over towards the left. Arms out to the side. If it's too much, you can unravel the knees. Turn the gaze towards the right side. Using that top leg to gently pull the right leg down a little bit further. Breathe here. Unravel that top leg now. Just allow it to be placed on the floor. Just take 3 more breaths here. Slowly moving your legs back up, almost like you're moving through water, through mud. Just that real slow transition. Bring the hips back to center. And this time, crossing the right leg over the left. Lift the hips over towards the left side, and then just allow the legs to gently fall towards the right. So it's a little bit different. Sometimes we cross the legs the other way, but it's just allowing this right foot, the right leg that's crossed over, just to gently pull the left side down a little bit more. And turn your gaze to the opposite side. Unravel that top leg, just allow it, or the right leg, just allow it to come down to the ground, and just take a couple of breaths here. Soften through the face, soften through the shoulders, through the chest, through the hips. And then when you're ready, slowly coming back through center. Again, move really slow. Bring yourself back to the center of your mat. Just bring the knees up towards the chest. And then bring your arms to wrap around the knees. Give the knees a little bit of a squeeze in A little bit tighter. You can wiggle through the feet. And then from here, we're just going to soften the body and come into our relaxation. So I'm going to bring the bolster back underneath my knees, just so it's a little bit more restorative. I'm going to bring the cushion underneath my head as a nice blanket for extra warmth for my body. And I'll try and not fall asleep here. So just allow yourself to arrive, get comfy, maybe rest your hands on your hips and on your tummy here. You can take up a bit more space. Maybe allow your hands to just reach out to the side. Notice. I always love the feeling of coming down to the ground. I say it many times. Arriving in Shavasana. Doesn't matter how intense the practice can be. But lying here this evening, it's strange how, for me, the heat feels completely different to if I'd done a vinyasa flow or something that was a bit more faster paced. I do have this sort of really warm, glowing feeling. So just notice, maybe notice the temperature of your body, any sensations you can feel through your body. Checking in with each part. Starting at the toes, top of the feet, the sole of the foot, the ankles, the lower leg, the knees, the thighs, the hips, the lower part of the torso, so the tummy and the lower back, the mid area, chest, the heart, the upper back, the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, back of the hand, the palm of the hand, the thumb, the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little fingers. The throat, the neck, travelling all the way up the back of the head, the scalp, forehead, brows, the eyes gently sinking deeper into the head, the nose, cheeks, mouth, the jaw, chin, ears, the temples, your whole body. Let's take a few moments here to just be silent with your breath. Allow your body to surrender melt a little bit deeper into the ground. Staying here for as long as time allows, as long as you need to. Don't rush this. Take your time. Me to you. Namaste.